Let me tell you a story. A business owner came to me and asking if he can be my client. And before getting him into the coaching, I've analyzed what's happening, and he was working 90 hours a week as a business owner and CEO. And at the same time, he invested all of the life savings into the business. So by the end of my analysis, it turned out that the whole business model was not profitable. I'm sure you don't want to end up like this person, aren't you? And among all other things that the business owner can and should do to succeed, there is a question that defines it all. And the question is, how do you make decisions, and based on what? Based on your gut feeling? Based on what your employees are telling you? As you know, there is a great human invention that's called numbers, which brings us to the point that you can measure almost anything and then base your decisions on this information. And that's where the boring bookkeeping comes in. And the purpose of this video is not to give you some extremely detailed and boring stuff for accountants and bookkeepers, but to give you the perspective that will help you as a business owner. And I want to list most important things that you should measure to succeed in decision making. And the first metric is how much money, aka revenue, you made in a certain period of time. What does it give you? You can already make an assumption, right? It helps you to understand how your efforts are paying off. How is the current project is doing? It helps you to see the reality in a way that makes sense, where you put the efforts and then you see the outcome, and then you can measure this outcome. That gives you the ability to understand if the current approach in business is bringing results. And there is one more thing, that knowing your exact revenue at any given time, let's say today, this week, this month, gives you the ability to make projections. And projections are already a black magic of the business, because you can tap into the future by just extrapolating the numbers that you already have. It is an extremely powerful tool to control the reality of your business and grow your wealth. I go into more details with my clients into the coaching about that. And by the way, to make the revenue, you should also know all the main sales strategies, even the one that no other business coach will share with you. So yeah, click the video. I will also put a link in the description to the sales strategy video. Now let's continue with the main metrics that you need to track to succeed in decision making. And I'm talking about extremely important metric, which is how much money you can actually take and put in your private pockets, which is basically the profitability of your business. And there is a bookkeeping document that's called profit loss statement that should give you this overview. Because if you don't have the understanding of all the expenses that your business has, you are one step from overspendings and actually starting burning your money. Plus, it's an extremely common mistake to focus only on sales without actually measuring the profitability. Because if you just increase the sales, but your profitability is negative, or let's say super low, then you will just increase the complexity and the amount of efforts you need to put in your business without actually putting more money into your personal pockets. That's where the burnout comes in. So before you invest more money into your marketing and sales, measure your profitability. Next one, understanding how much money you need to invest to get more money out of your business, aka ROI, return on investments, is extremely important metric in your business. Because if you are not tracking what are actual returns on the money that you reinvest in your business back, then there is almost 100% chance that this money is just burned. And it also leads to lost opportunities because you cannot compare different projects and understand what project in your business gives you higher return on investments, because this is exactly the metric that helps you to decide what projects deserves your attention and what needs to be postponed or even just abandoned. The understanding of return on investment metric also makes your business extremely scalable in a fast way, because you can utilize outsourced money, which means loans, and return on investment metric also makes your business extremely scalable and super fast with outsourced money, I mean investments. Because if you have a predictable ROI, you can take X amount of money and get 10x in X amount of time. Let's say you can take 100K and in 12 months you have 500,000. You can take 10 million and in 6 months you can have 15 million. So if you have this ability to have a predictable outcome, then it will be not a problem for you to attract investors. And if you don't want to work with investors, it will help you to reinvest your own money and multiply. The next metric, cash on hand. How much money your business has on the accounts and how much money you will have at the end of the month, not just on the Google Sheets, but in the actual bank accounts. There is a specific report in the bookkeeping that's called cash flow statement that helps you to understand how the money flows in your business, because there are a lot of cases that I saw when the company is profitable in the Google Sheet, but there is no cash on accounts. That's called a cash flow crisis. Believe me, you don't want to have one. And this is, by the way, probably the most common reason for a bankruptcy of profitable companies. And after you implement the financial metrics like ROI, cash flow statements, profit loss statements, you will start seeing the bigger picture and you will be able to predict the future quite precisely and make decisions to adjust this future in your favor. Having control of your finance with the bookkeeping gives you the full ability to become filthy rich. So now you might ask me a question, do I need to learn all those bookkeeping stuffs myself and make those reports? Luckily, the answer is no. You just need to understand the bigger picture and what kind of metrics and reports you need. And then this understanding will allow you to recruit a great bookkeeper who will provide you those reports for better decisions. So please make sure that it's you who are in control of your future and not the circumstances. And since you finished the video, I assume that was helpful, and click the like and subscribe to the channel. Stay profitable. Your Coach Glenn.